Testing. Okay. All right. We're starting the PHMSA Volume 2, Subchapter A, Hazardous Material Oil Transportation, Parts 104, 100 to 104 reserved. Part 105, Hazardous Material Program Definitions, General Procedures, Subpart A, Definitions 105.5, Definitions, Subpart G, General Procedures 105.15, Defining terms within Subpart Obtaining guidance for the public information 105.20, guidance for the interpretations 105.25, Reviewing public documents 105.26, Obtaining records on file with the PHMSA 105.30, information made available to the public in request for confidential treatment, serving documents 105.35, serving documents PHMSA proceedings 105.40, designated agents of non-residents, subpoenas issuing 105.45, issuing subpoena 105.50, serving a subpoena 105.55, refusal to obey subpoena, and then 105 Part A definitions. 105.5, the definition of the part contained with the definition certain with the words of phrase that you throughout the subchapter of the 45 subpart of 105 through 110 at the beginning of each of the part with the pipeline hazardous material safety administration or PHMSA. We will identify the defined terms that will identify within the subpart, lifting them and referring the reader definition for the part of the way this way the reader will know the PHMS given them to determine the precise meaning of the will know there to look forward the terms of this part of the defined and spell the approval of me with the written authorities include with the competent authority the issue with the associate administrator designing authority otherwise prescribed the HMR to perform the function of the primary authorization of the associate administrator of the provide with the subpart C of chapter Title 49 parts 171 through 180. Associated administrator means associated administrator of the hazardous material safety pipeline administration safety administration. Competent authority means the national agency responsible under the national level of control regulations some of the aspects of hazardous materials dangerous goods transportation and other competent authority with the appropriate authority which is an internal civil aviation organization technical instruction safety transport dangerous goods air associated with the administrator of the United States the competent authority for the purpose of Title 49 part CFR part 107 competent authority approval to me for the approval of the competent authority that is required by the international standard for example the ICAO technical instruction for the safety transport dangerous goods by air and international maritime dangerous goods code and the following may be considered the competent authority removable and satisfy the requirement of the international standard. The specification regulation, the subchapter A and C with the chapter with the special permit approval issue with the subpart chapter A and C with this chapter the separate documents issued with one or more persons of the associated administrator federal hazard material transportation law means with Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 5104 10 sequence filed or filed means received the property PHMSA other designated off the time to specify the regulation ruling document hazard materials may out of the substance of the material secretary of the transportation term with the capacity of opposing the unreasonable risk of the health and safety property with the transport ported into commerce and has designated the hazards under the section 501 through the hazard material of the transport transportation law of Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 5103. The term that included the hazard substance, hazard waste, maritime pollutants, elevated temperature material designated the hazard in the hazard table of the C Title 49 CFR 172.101. The material to meet the defining criteria of the hazard class of the defines part 173 of subchapter C. This part. The hazardous material regulation of HMR means the regulation of Title 49 CFR parts 171 through 180. The Indian tribe has the same meaning given in the section 4 of the Indian Self-Determination Education Assistance Action Act of the Title 25 U.S. Standard Code 450B. Personal means the individual firm, the co-partnership, the corporation, company, association, joint stock association, including any trustee, receiver, there's a signing of the similar representative of the government of the Indian tribe or agency instrumental with the name of the government of the Indian tribe of the transport hazard material to further the commercial Indian tribe. The other offers hazard material for the transportation commerce. The person does not include the following United States Postal Service, the agency that is instrumental with the federal government for the purpose of the Title 49 U.S. 5120 the civil penalty 5124 criminal penalties. Any agent government Indian tribe of the agency instrumental with the name of the government Indian tribe that transports hazard material for the government purposes. Political subdivision means the municipal the public agency, the other instrumentality of the one more state, the more municipal is the public body of the state, the public corporation or board or commission established under the law of the one or more state, the preemption of the administrative, the meaning of the administrative decision, associated administrative, the federal has material law that does not involve the specific state of the political subdivision, Indian tribe requirement, regulation of the under the federal hazardous material, the transportation law. The subchapter 8 parts 105 through 110, subpart chapter C with 171 through 180 of the chapter certain regulations, chapter 1 of the United States Coast Guard of the Title 46 of the Code of the Regulations, and the chapter 2 of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, and 12 of the Transportation Security Administration of the Title B of this title indicate the authority and citations therein. Special permit means a document that is issued by the Associated Administrator Design, the other is prescribed in the hazardous material regulation under the Order Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 5117, permitting the person to perform the function but not otherwise permitted under Subchapter A of the C of the chapter. The other regulations issued in Title 49 5101 intensely with federal motor carrier safety routine requirements. State means the state of the United States District of Columbia, Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands, Virgin Islands, American Samoa, Guam, and any other territory with the possession of the United States designated by the Secretary. Transport and transportation of the movement of the property, loading and unloading, storage, incident of the movement, waiver of the permit, preemption of the need for the decision, associated administrator, the forward preemption of the no federal requirement that is allowed with the state of the political subdivision, Indian tribe requirement that remain in effect for the non-federal requirement that must provide at least more public, much public protection as federal hazardous material transportation law within regulations. Issued under the federal hazardous material transportation law that may not unreasonably burden consumers. Subpart B with the general procedure for the definement of the terms. U with the subpart of the following defined with the term. C with the subpart. A with the part of this part with the P with the subpart with the approval of the federal hazardous material transportation law with the head of material hazardous material regulation, Indian tribal preemption, determination, special permit, state of the transportation waiver preemption. 10520 the guidance interpretation of hazardous material regulation contained with the information and answer to your question with complying with the hazardous material regulation, Title 49 CFR parts 171 through 180 interpretation of the regulation. Contact with the PHMSA Office for the Hazardous Material Safety involves. Call Hazardous Material Information Center with 1-800-467-492. In Washington, D.C. 202-366-448. Center staff at 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. on the Eastern Time of Monday through Friday, except for Friday, federal holidays after hours. You can leave a recorded message. Your call will be returned with the next business day. Email with the Hazardous Material the Information Center with the info center.gov. Obtain hazardous material safety information internet at www.phs.gov. Send letter within return address, date, time, telephone number with the stamp of the rulemaking and division pipeline hazardous material safety administration, 10 PHH 10 U.S. Department of Transportation, East Building, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C. 205900001. Federal hazardous material transportation law with the preemption for the obtainment of the information answer for the request from federal hazardous material transportation law with the Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 5101. Intensely with the federal presumption, state, local, the Indian tribe hazardous for the material transportation requirements contained with the PHMS Office of the Chief Counsel, the Chief Call the Office of the Chief Counsel at 202-366-4400 at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Eastern Time of the Monday through Friday, except for federal holidays. Success information from the Office of the Chief Counsel, the Internet, with the www.phms.gov. Send a letter will return the address, date, time, telephone number, the Office of the Chief of the Counsel, pipeline hazardous material of the Safety Administration, and 10 PHC 10 U.S. Standard U.S. Department of Transportation, East Building, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C. 205900001. Contact the Office of the Chief of the Counsel with a copy of the application of the preemption determination, waiver of the preemption determinations, and consistency rulings received by the PHMSA before February 1st, 1997. 105.25 of the reviewing public documents. PHMSA is required by the statute to make certain the documents and information available to the public. You can review the copy of publicly available documentation and information act, the location described as the section docket. DOT Department of Transportation Docket Management System. All those particular documents otherwise following the documents are available to the public review. The complying copy of the Department of Transportation Docket Management System, West Building, ground floor, room 412, the 140 with the 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C. 205900001, or review the download through the Internet at regulations.gov. The rulemaking documents are received after the February 1st, 1997 include the notice of the proposed rulemaking advance, the notice of the proposed rulemaking, public comments for the related to the Federal Register, notice of the final rules. Appeal for the PHMSA decision response to appeals application to the special permit number .E and .SB 11832 above the available supporting the data memorandum and informal meeting with the application number related to the Federal Register, notice of the public comment of the decision granting and denying the application for the special permits, application preemption for the determination, waiver of the preemption determination received by the PHMS after February 1st, 1997, available to the public comment of the Federal Register for the notice of the PHMS ruling determination, the issue of the reconsideration orders issued to respond for those applications of the pipeline hazard the Material Safety Administration Office of the Hazardous Material Safety. You can obtain the documents proposed the final rules notice of the letter for the clarification safety note of the DOT forms out of the document by contact with the Hazardous Material Information Center with the 1-800-467-4922 through the internet with the www.phs.gov. Upon written request, the email make the following document information available to you with appeal with the Title 49 CFR 107 Party PHMSA documentation decisions issued with the response of those appeals record with the complying with the order of the procedure PHMSA complying with the orders application approval of including supporting data memorandum informal meeting with the applicant decision granting of denying the approval of the application for application of the special permit the number of the .E and .SB 11832 with the related background information available to the public review the copy of the if it has the material safety approval, the permit of the Division, U.S. Department of Transportation, PHH 30, East Building, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C. 205900001. Other information about PHMSA, it has material programs required by the state, statute by statute, may be available to public review in the copy of the end to any other information of PHMSA. The site should be available to the public. You written and required review of the document should include the following: the detailed description of the document you wish to review, your name, address, telephone number you should write, and then request the associated administrator of the Hazardous Material Safety Pipeline, Hazardous Material Safety Administration, attempt PHH1, U.S. Department of Transportation, East Building, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C. 205900001. Art 10526, pertaining to the records of the file of the PHMSA, with the pertaining to the records file of the PHMSA, other than just cover them in 10525, you must file the request of the PHMSA under the Freedom of Information Act, Title 5 U.S. Standard Code 552, for the purpose of the filing of the Freedom of Information Act requests are contained in Title 49 CFR Part 7, 10530, with the information made available to the public request for the confidential of the treatment when you submit the information PHMSA during the rule making the procedure the part of your application special permit approval for any of the other reason you make the information publicly available unless you have to keep the information confidential after the confidential treatment. You may have to give the confidential treatment of the information given to the agency taking the following steps. More confidential on each of the original document that you would like to keep the confidential. Send us along with the original document. Send the copy of the original document with the confidential information deleted. Explain with the information you are submitting the confidential. Explain with except the mandatory public disclosure of the Freedom of Information Act with the Title 5 U.S. Standard Code 552. With this information referred to Title 18 U.S. Standard Code 1905. PHMSA decisions will be decided whether or not to treat your information with confidential. Notify that you in the writing decision of the grant of the denied confidential at least 5 days before for information publicly disclosed to give the opportunity to respond. All right, 10535. Serving documentation of the PHMS. Serve the proceeding. Serve the PHMS. You must serve the document one of the following methods. Except for the different methods of service specifically required. Register for the certified mail. The issue would serve the document. Register for the certified mail. Considering served when mailed. Official United States Postal Service receive from the register for the certifying mail is proof of service that you may serve a personal authority representing the agent with the register for the certified mail. Any of the other manner or the authorized by law. The service of the person, the authorized agent is in the same service of the person. Personal service of the publication, federal register, electronic service. The service by electronic medium is consented to the writing party of the writing party to be served for all special permits. And approval actions. Electronic service is authorized service by others if you are required with the subject to serve the person with the document. Serve the document by one of the following methods, where the different method is specifically required. Register of the certified mail. You serve the document with the register of the certified mail. The consider the serve by when mailed, the Office of the United States Postal Service receive the register of the certified mail. The proof of the service may serve the person authority representing the agent and register certified mail in any other manner they authorized by law. Service on the person authorized agent for the same name of the person personal service of the electronic service of the proceeding of the 107-317 of the subchapter administrative law of the judge proceeding. You may electronically serve the documents on us. Serve the documents electronically through the internet at www.regulations.gov. 10540 designate agent for the non-resident. The requirement general requirements if you're not a resident of the United States, but it requires the subchapter receive the chapter of the chapter designated the permanent resident of the United States. The act for your agent receive the documents on the behalf. You must prepare to designate the file as it was written. The agent also know the agent of the service of the process may be individual firm, the domestic corporation may represent any of the number of principals may not reassign responsibility under the designation. Any other person preparation designation. Your designation must be written and dated and contained with the following information. Your selection of the hazard material regulation requires you file designation. A certification that the designation is correctly required make the value of the binding you under the law of the corporate by the law of the other requirements that apply with the designation time of the place that you're making the designation, your full legal name and the principal name of the business and your mailing address. A statement that you're designated will remain the effect within control of the replace the legal name and the address of your agent, declaration of acceptance and signed by your agent. Each designation must be submitted with the approval of the permit of the Division of the Pipeline Hazardous Material Safety Administration, 10 PHH 30 with the U.S. Department of Transportation, East Building, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast DC 205900001 by electronic mail to special permit.gov. The approval of the appropriate designated the binding and designations are binding. You are bound by your designation of an agent, even if you do not follow all the requirements of the section until you reject your designation. Or subpoenas. And 105-45 issuing a subpoena. Subpoena is claimed with the subpoena of the document of the required with the attempt to proceed to perceive the document of the other physical evidence of your possession with control. Both the PHMSA issue the subpoena, either the issue of the request of someone participating in the proceeding, anyone request the PHMSA issue subpoena must show that the subpoena seeks the information that will materially advance the proceeding. Attends to the mileage expense if you receive the subpoena, the attempt of the meeting proceeding under the part of the with the receipt of the money to cover the attendance for the mileage spent for the attendance for the mileage fee will be the same as of the pay with the witness for the proceedings of the district courts of the United States. If the PHMSA subpoena was based on the request of the requester must serve the copy of the original subpoena, and you require the 105 statute 10550 with the requester for the must also include the attendance for the mileage of the fee of the subpoena unless the requester act of the PHMS to pay the attendance for the mileage fee to cover the demonstrated financial hardship of the PHMS agreed to do so. If the PHMSA issues a subpoena with the request of the author agency, the federal government, the author agency is not required, including attendance for the mileage of the fee. Fees for the serving of the subpoena, the officer of the agency must pay the fee of the before you leave the hearing at which you testify. All right, 10550, serving a subpoena. Personal subpoena to anyone who is not interested in is not an interested party who is at least 18 years of age. Make sure with a subpoena fee for the handling of the subpoena fees, you leaving them at your office of the individual charge, leaving them at your house. Someone who lives with them and capable of making sure that you receive them. PHMSC issues subpoena to end leave rather the individual personal service for the bank of delivering subpoena with the fee of the activity of the registered agent services and process of any of the officers, director of the agent, with the charge of any of the other entities' offices. All right, services by mail. You may be submitted with a copy of the subpoena fee with the certified registered mail to your last known address. The service of the subpoena fee may also be made with the register with the certified mail to your agent. Service the process with any of your representative with any person last known address. Other message you can be served with a copy of the subpoena of the method where you receive the actual note of the subpoena, receive the fee before leaving the hearing that which you testify final. Final after the service is complete with the individual with the copy of the subpoena fee of the most fees must feel with the original fees must file with the original subpoena and certify the service of the HMS off the official with the responsible for conducting hearing. All right, 10555 review of the way the subpoena, the quashing of the modifying subpoena. If you receive the subpoena, you have the PHMS to overturn the quash the modify the subpoena within 10 days after the subpoena is served. You the request of the most briefly explain the responsible reason for the ask of the subpoena to be quashed or modified. The PHMS may then do the following: deny your request to quash to modify the subpoena. Grant your request with the condition of the satisfying certain unspecified requirements. Failure to obey the disobey of the subpoena may have the Attorney General to seek with the help of the United States District Court of the appropriate district compelled after notice of appear with the PHMS, give the testimony, proceed with the subpoena documents and physical evidence of both. Part 106 Rulemaking Procedures.